HTC is pulling out all the stops for their new flagship smartphone, but is a beautiful design, unique camera, and customized software enough to compete with the likes of Apple and Samsung? This is Eric for the Cellular Guru with our review of the HTC One. Starting with a quick rundown of the specs, the HTC One features a 4.7-inch 1080p display on the front. Inside it's packing a 1.7 GHz quad-core processor with 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage, and of course LTE. The hardware of the HTC One is absolutely gorgeous. I've always been a fan of HTC's hardware design, and they've really outdone themselves with the One. They've opted for an aluminum device rather than plastic like most Android manufacturers, and it's the first Android phone that matches the craftsmanship and the high-end feel of the iPhone 5. It's hands down the most beautiful, best designed Android phone that's ever been released. The body features an all-aluminum back with aluminum strips on the front, above and below the display. And similar to the iPhone 4, the HTC One features an external antenna band around the sides, which are covered with a white polycarbonate plastic. Even though it's not a unibody device, the One feels really seamless and solid in your hand, and the subtle curve of the aluminum back gives it a really smooth feel when you're holding it. I have to applaud HTC for not including a 5-inch screen on the One, which seems to be the trend of 2013. I really think 4.7 inches is a really good size for a smartphone. And the 1080p resolution ensures that everything looks really sharp and crystal clear. Also notable are the front-facing stereo speakers, which is a genius move by HTC in my opinion. Most smartphone speakers are either on the bottom or the back, and then you end up covering them with your hand when you're holding the phone. But by having them on the front, the HTC One actually pumps sound out toward the user, and everything sounds really loud and crystal clear. It's fantastic. I can't say much else about the hardware other than that it's simply stunning, and it really can't be truly appreciated without seeing and holding one for yourself. The camera on the HTC One may only be a 4-megapixel shooter, but there's some interesting technology behind it. HTC is calling it an ultra-pixel camera, with the idea being that larger pixels can capture more light and in turn produce better photos. Unfortunately, that promise falls flat. Colors are vibrant, but detailed areas and sharp edges appear blurry when viewed at full resolution, and I found most photos just had a general grainy, low-resolution quality to them. I also found the camera had some trouble autofocusing, and areas with intense sunlight, for example, often appeared washed out. The ultra-pixel camera just doesn't live up to its promise, which is disappointing since the rest of the phone is so good. On the software side, the HTC One is running Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. Everything feels really smooth and responsive. There's no lag when swiping, scrolling, or tapping through the UI. Of course, it wouldn't be an HTC device without Sense, and Sense 5 includes some interesting new features. Most notable among them is Blink Feed, which turns your home screen into a social news feed. You can hook up to Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, LinkedIn, and a number of news sites and blogs, and browse stories right on your home screen. It's a neat feature, but if you're not into having a news feed as your main home screen, you can luckily hide it to the far left. Bottom line, the HTC One is an incredible phone. Beautiful, powerful hardware running an up-to-date version of Android is an extremely compelling package, if you can look past the camera, the only sore spot of an otherwise perfect device. Downfalls aside, the HTC One is an absolutely incredible smartphone. If you're looking for the best Android phone to buy this spring, the HTC One is definitely your